Hello, everyone. It's Monday, so that means I get to spend some time with you, which I'm extremely grateful for. So today I want to talk to you about something that helped me immensely. So that's what I like to do, is share the things that have helped me in my life. So today I want to talk to you about something called the Inner Saboteur. So I think every single one of us has a part of ourselves that puts the kibosh on our own success. And the way I perceive the saboteur, the way this helped me, it's sort of like, imagine, if you will, having the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder. So we may have dueling intentions about what it is we want. So say, for instance, we want to be thin and fit, but then we find ourselves eating that extra slice of pie or going to the refrigerator at midnight. Say, for instance, we want to be in a loving relationship, but as soon as that one comes along, we find ourselves doing things to start fights and cause drama. So there's a part of us, hi James, how are you, that wants success, but then there's a part of us that perhaps is afraid or does not believe we deserve success. So we can call this battling yourself to a standstill or shooting yourself in the foot. We want something, but we're also afraid of that something, how perhaps manifesting it is going to negatively influence us in our lives. And the way self-sabotage can show up in our lives, there's a lot of different ways. Here are some of them. It can be the perception or experience of lack of discipline. Say you're going to get fit, but you're not going to the gym. You're lacking discipline around your food choices. It can show up as procrastination. It can feel like overwhelmment and paralyze us from doing the things that we know we should do or need to do to create whatever it is we want for ourselves. It can be perfectionism. Isn't that a funny one? It's sort of like, on some level, we think, well, if it can't be perfect, why even try? So then we do nothing, which is another way of sabotaging ourselves. We sabotage ourselves sometimes because we have a fear of rejection or a fear of being seen. We can have a fear of change. So better the devil you know than the angel you don't. So we maybe fall back into limiting patterns. So say, for instance, we don't know what to expect if we really step into our brightness and our light and our success. We don't know what's going to happen. It can be a fear of loss of control, a fear of the unknown. Also, sour grapes. We don't want to get our hopes up. So we might as well just sit here and eat worms rather than really try to step up in our courage to do what we know we need to do to manifest what it is we say that we want. Also, there can be this thought of, well, if I find happiness, someone or something is going to take it from me. So rather than allowing myself to get my hopes up or reach for that dangling carrot, I'm just going to take it from myself before I get it. I'm just going to sit here. It also comes from a sense of unworthiness. This is the biggest one from my perspective. Because on some level, though we want it, we don't believe we deserve it. Like, on some level, we're not inherently valuable or lovable. So who am I to have great things or have this perfectly fit body or have lots of money or prosperity? Because on some level, I'm a piece of crap. So we ensure that we don't get what it is that we think we want. So Devin, what are you saying? Maybe I finally have a confirmation for my project. Yes, I love that, Devin. And I'm going to get around to this about being able to relax and receive graciously. That's really a beautiful point that you're bringing up here. I appreciate you sharing that. Hi, Kimmy. It's good to see you here. So Carolyn Mace is a really wonderful teacher, healer, uplifter, speaker. She's a medical intuitive and an archetype expert. And she says the saboteur is an archetype that every single one of us as human beings deals with. So if you're relating to anything that I've shared so far, don't think that you're somehow bad or wrong or weird, because every single one of us deals with this in some way, shape, or form. And I know I have a lot. as a model. I would find myself eating things I shouldn't the night before a shoot, or staying up really late when I need to go to bed early so that I can look fresh for the pictures. I did this to myself a lot. I did it in relationships a lot. I did it with my own body a lot. I did it with money, getting ready to go to an audition, for instance, and making sure I'm late. That's not a good thing. But I did this to myself a lot. And I think why my life works now is because I've gotten out of my own way. I've really looked at that inner saboteur. I've talked to her. I've asked her what her intentions are. We've become friends. I'm listening. What is it you want? What is it you're afraid of? How can we become friends and work together so that we get to this place of more joy and peace and grace and ease? I've really cultivated that friendship and relationship. And what I found for me is that my saboteur, one of the biggest things that she was ensuring in my life, was that I was going to stay humble, that I was going to stay in my humility. Because on some level, she was afraid that if I became too successful, or if I weighed my ideal weight, or if I just manifested my intentions to create beautiful art and manifest wonderful things, that I would get arrogant, that I would get big for my britches. So I promised her that I wouldn't. I made some agreements with this aspect of myself. And so what she wanted from me was to start every day on my knees, remaining and remembering to be humble, inviting spirit in every day, and in every relationship, in every situation, so that if I did get successful, I wasn't going to become arrogant. So that was my inner saboteur's biggest intention, to stay humble, authentically humble, not false humility, but authentically kind and open-hearted and humble. So some of the other things that come forward in regards to dealing with the saboteur. So maybe you're not able to relate to your saboteur like I was, and having a conversation and creating a friendship. There are some other things that we can do to start considering where we've been, how we've sabotaged, and where we would like to go, and how we can start on that path in a more congruent way, instead of being split and splintered with the fear and the love and the angel and the devil. How can we become more congruent and whole? Because that's when life can show up in a more supportive and grace-filled way. So what we can do is ask ourselves these questions. What is it I'm afraid of? What changes am I afraid of? Looking back at your past, how have I put the kibosh on my success? How have I gotten close to what it is that I've wanted and then ensured that it didn't happen? A third thing that we can do is, who have you blamed? Have you blamed other people for your failure? Have you blamed yourself? Perhaps you could look at forgiving yourself and clearing any guilt or shame for past quote-unquote mistakes. The fourth question is, how am I protecting myself, and from what? How am I protecting myself, and from what? So here are some things that I think that you can do to start turning the tides and shifting the weight from that more fear-based, unworthy life to the more love-based, worthy life. Really consider what you've judged that you've done as bad and wrong, and then forgive yourself. Maybe actually write down a list. What have I done that's bad and wrong that makes me unworthy of what it is I want? And then forgive yourself. You can literally put your hand on your heart and say, I forgive myself for judging myself as unworthy. I forgive myself for judging myself as a toad or a fat pig, which that was one of my own. I forgive myself for judging myself as ugly. I forgive myself for judging myself as unlovable. I forgive myself for judging myself as having made so many mistakes, and therefore I don't deserve goodness or compassion or grace or love in my life. To really identify the judgments, put your hand on your heart, forgive yourself for those judgments. Forgiving ourselves is one of the fastest ways that we can clear the pinch in the middle, clear the substance in the vessel, get that out of the way so that can start to, goodness can start to flow to us. It can really support us in knowing that we are indeed worthy and lovable and important and deserve goodness and grace and divine support in our lives, and the support from other people. So another thing that is important to do, really consciously claim your immense value, self-worth, and worthiness. Really claim that you deserve goodness and grace in your life. And for me, it was important to acknowledge that I was worthy and did deserve goodness, not because I'm different and better, not because I'm important and special, but because all of God's children are special and none of God's children are special. I deserve goodness because we all do, not because I'm different or better or special, but because we're all unique, amazing, important, and wonderful. That really, really helped me give myself my own permission for success and to express myself as my unique self and relax and shine and enjoy the journey. You've probably heard this quote before from Marianne Williamson, and I have followed her for years. I think she's a wonderful spiritual teacher. Don't necessarily think she should be the next president, but that's another subject. But I do love this quote a lot, and I've shared this with a couple of people this week. And like I said, you've probably heard it before, but it's still such a beautiful truth. Our deepest fear is not that we are weak. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So the question becomes, do you want fear or love to be in the driver's seat of your life? And again, it is very natural, very human, and maybe unavoidable to have fear as part and parcel of our human experience. But when we understand this, we can start to claim, you know what, I'm aware of that, and I'm not making it bad or making it the enemy, and I'm not judging myself and beating myself up for this. I understand that this is part of the deal here. But in this moment, I am choosing to have love sit more in the driver's seat. I'm choosing to relax and accept this thought or possibility that I am safe and that I am adored and that I am important from the perspective of the divine. And if you can start to open your mind to that possibility, if you can start to relax and receive that as a truth, even if you just play with it and experiment with it, not because you necessarily accept it wholeheartedly and 100%, just open your mind to the possibility. It can start to expand from there. And as we live more from that posture of self-love, self-worth, the awareness that we are worthy, life can show up in a more supportive fashion. And then we have less propensity to stab ourselves in the foot or flagellate ourselves, and beat ourselves up and judge ourselves as either unworthy or unlovable or not good or not deserving. So another thing that I did to support me in opening to receive more goodness and grace in my life was, I think Devin's kind of talking about this a little bit, relax and receive the positive things that show up in your life and say thank you. Be it kindness from a stranger, a gesture from a friend, something from nature. I have hummingbirds buzz me occasionally, and I just take a moment to thank them and to thank Spirit, to be able to receive that gesture from nature as something, as acknowledgement of my worthiness and my lovability. So if somebody gives you a compliment, take a second and just relax and receive that. If somebody offers to buy you dinner or make you a dinner, take a moment to open your heart, relax, and receive that. The basic thing that we all need to do to heal our saboteur is to be able to expand our inner container to receive more love. The saboteur is the one that navigates from separation and fear. And on some level, its intention is to protect us and keep us safe. And as we know this and can become aware of this, we can say, okay, I understand, but now let's work together as a team. Let's relax into this possibility that we are important, lovable, special, and amazing, that we deserve goodness, that we deserve prosperity, that we deserve to have a healthy body that maintains its optimal weight with grace and with ease. You are worthy. You are deserving. You do have a unique gift and gifts that the world needs in order to ascend. I mean, you can quite literally tip this whole thing over on planet Earth to where we're more based out of love than fear. We do that as we take personal responsibility to claim our own value and worthiness and to allow ourselves to shine. So I hope this makes sense to you. I hope this resonates for you on some level. And if you have questions about this, if you have your own saboteur or sabotaging behaviors that you're dealing with, I would like to know more about that. Let me know if I can support you. I can send over this list of the things that I did and that you can do to really look at how you've sabotaged yourself and how you can expand your love container and shift your way of being more into kindness for yourself, worthiness, and showing up as your own cheerleader and advocate. One of the last things we can do, again, is to be in touch with the inner child and let him know, you're good, you're worthy, you're smart. Yeah, you've made mistakes, and I've made mistakes, but these are learning opportunities, not something to beat ourselves up for. You don't have to be perfect to be lovable. You're lovable just the way you are. To be able to love ourselves, warts and all, mistakes and all, really supports us in clearing any guilt and supports us in removing and healing our shame. Guilt is generally based on something we've done that was wrong. Shame is this essential belief that we aren't good and beautiful and lovable. And I guarantee you that you are. You are good and worthy and lovable. And as you open your mind to this thought and possibility, and you open your heart to receive this truth, you will find that you tend to sabotage yourself less and less and less. And I really, again, believe that's why my life works. I've gotten out of my own way. And I relax. And I now am in congruent partnership with myself, my soul, with Source, with my inner child. And I don't do that much to sabotage myself anymore. And it sure feels good. And I want that for you because you deserve it. I think it's your destiny. It's a matter of, do you choose this for yourself? Do you want a life of joy and grace and ease? And if there's anything I can do to support you, that's why I'm here. So I'd like to close with a little bit of a graceful, easy, gentle prayer. If you'd like to just receive this blessing, it would be my honor, pleasure, and privilege to just sit with you in this moment while we invite more light and love into your life, our lives. So just now, Spirit, Father, Mother, God, Lord of all creation, just now, I'm so honored to be in the presence of my friend here with me and in your presence. And just now, we are asking for grace, for healing, for ease, for peace. And may this soul that hears my voice right now start to open their mind and heart to the possibility that they are remarkable, that they are important, that they are special in their own interesting, unique, and wonderful way. And despite anything from their past in this moment, may they just relax and receive the love and the grace that is here for them now. May they set down their blocks and barriers to goodness. May they let go of anything and everything they've been carrying that is no longer serving them. May they simply relax and exhale any fear, any guilt, any shame, any judgment. Just let that go out of their bodies and minds. And may you now, you sweet soul that hears my voice right now, relax and breathe in a sense of peace, shimmering light, healing, grace, and the blessings that are here for you now. May this energy go into these newly open places and fill you with a sense of comfort, worthiness, value, peace, authenticity, sense of innate, incredible worthiness and profound self-love. What I know for sure is that you were created with love, by love, and for love. And as you relax and receive this, know that your life will shift and up-level in ways that you could not imagine, predict, or control into being. So God, thank you so much for my friend and our time together. Please reveal yourself to them through God winks and grace, through kindness and ease, through gentleness, prosperity, and great love. So my dear friend, thank you for taking some time. My darling, thank you for taking a few moments out of your day here to spend some time with me. And I hope that there's something here that supported you in opening your mind a little more, opening your heart a little more, and receiving more goodness in your own life. I love you, and I'm here supporting you. You are my thoughts, my heart, my meditation, my prayers. And again, be in touch with me if there's anything I can do to support you, if you have any questions, if you'd like this list of things that you can do to support yourself and up-level in your ability to receive goodness and grace in your life. So take good, gentle care of yourself and know you're in my heart and prayers. Okay, sweet thing. God bless. Onward and upward. Bye for now.